My final question. Intercultural competence is emerging as a key soft skill among the future workforce.
Yes.
So what experiences have you had that highlight the importance of intercultural competence in today's world?
Yeah, my culture is different from the Canadian culture, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and over here, it's important, it's often important and expected that you smile at strangers and you say hi and do small talk in the elevators, which is not something that I would necessarily do in India, but I've learned that here, you know, and like even like very small things like writing in emails, we would always write dear somebody, but here we would write hi or hello. So these are little things which I'm learning, and this is not something that you can develop overnight. It's something that comes with listening, observing, you know, being open, curious, and not being judgmental, and trying to absorb as much as you can, right? And so when I did this TESOL diploma course, so in my class was completely multicultural. I had people from like Canada, again, India, Australia, from Syria, Lebanon, then Jordan, and even the country of Georgia. So everywhere, Portugal. So we were having a presentation, and like we had to make some presentations in the class. And then somebody made a wonderful presentation, and I just made a sign. I did this. Okay, so this in my culture is a sign of appreciation. Like it's really good. Okay, so a classmate of mine from Syria said, "Why are you doing that?" So I said that, well, I was showing my appreciation that it was really good. And then she told me that in my community, in my culture, it means you're threatening somebody. Mm-hmm. The same gesture is, we use it for our children when we want to warn them to behave themselves. So yes, so that's what you do. And then you have that facial proper, like to match with it, right? So yeah, that's my, so you're like, better be careful. Okay, so that's something, it was such a learning from me, that the same body language. So I understood how important it is to be attentive to how you are, you know, portraying yourself. And this is not something that you can learn in one day. The more you mix with people, the more open you are, and the more observant you are, and the more non-judgmental you are. I think that's how you learn the cultural customs. And you learn, okay, so now I know next time I have people from that particular community, I would not be doing this to show appreciation.
Something that always kind of threw me off with some of my Indian students was this deal.
Yes.
You know, the shaking of the head, which was yes, I guess. Yes. And I would look like, and I knew, like, I had classes where it was like, hey, if they go like this, it means yes. And I would, but like your brain is on that automaticity of like seeing a nonverbal and immediately assigning it a value. And so I would see students going like this and be like, are you okay? Like, you're having a seizure? And they'd be like, oh, and then they would remember, oh, right, because they've been told before they came to the US that you have to go like this. And so
and you know, I was teaching in Vietnam, like I teach in Vietnam in the Viet Sky project. So I teach adult high school teachers online synchronously through Zoom. And the first student, like the student I'm currently teaching, I've been teaching him for quite a number of time, and we have these conversation circles and speaking activities. So the first 2, 3, 4 classes, I taught his like profile, side profile, because he had placed his camera somewhere else. So it was always like this. I was facing him like this. Okay. And I obviously found it a little challenging, but I never pointed it out because I understood if it was so conspicuous, then it must mean something, right? So I kept on, I pretended it was not there and that, you know, this was not happening. And I kept on doing the class and the activities, and I was always answered like this, like it was totally like this. Okay. So, and then after like it slowly evolved from like, as I built rapport and in like 3, 4 classes, and as the rapport built and as the relationship sort of, you know, became more comfortable, and the trust, I think I succeeded in building the trust. Yeah. And now after 3, 4 classes, totally eye contact. And after many more classes, I asked him, not then, I asked him after many more classes, that what happened? Initially, you never used to look at me and you used to look somewhere else totally. And then slowly you kind of,
Yeah.
so what was it all about? And then he said that he was very shy, he was an introvert, and in his culture and community, they find it a little odd to kind of make eye contact, especially when they are shy and they're feeling like an introvert. So, and now the relationship is such that I have got an open invitation to come and visit him in Vietnam. So,
Oh, nice.
yes. So that's the way it's developed. So I was open. I was not judgmental, and I was not like probing him or trying to push him into doing something that was uncomfortable. So I think that helped.
Oh, it definitely did.
Yes. So these are things that I'm also learning, and I'm learning about Canadian culture. I'm learning about Vietnamese culture too, and about all the different cultures that are here.
Yeah.
And so I really enjoy the process a lot. I really enjoy.
Well, thank you so much for joining me today. I had a great time in this conversation, had some great laughs with you. So thanks again, Paramita.
And thank you so much for wanting me to share my experiences with you. That also means a lot. Thank you so much.